Warning: important information. All video stories presented here are created solely for informational purposes. The content within these videos is intended to inform and educate viewers. Please be aware that the information provided may not be exhaustive or up-to-date. It is essential to verify any critical information from reliable sources. The creators of these videos are not responsible for any actions taken based on the content herein. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to our channel, where books come alive on screen. Get ready for 5-chapter wonders that inform, captivate, and spark your imagination. Join us in this literary journey where every chapter is an adventure. The Crowned Brotherhood, Inside the Latin Kings, by Just Stories. Chapter 1, Origins and Evolution. The story of the Latin Kings begins in the heart of the Windy City, a tale intertwined with the struggle for identity, belonging, and survival. As we embark on this journey into the origins and evolution of the Latin Kings, we'll uncover the roots of this once small neighborhood gang and follow its remarkable transformation into a formidable force with a global reach. In the vibrant streets of Chicago's South Side during the 1940s, a sense of community and cultural pride was taking root among Puerto Rican immigrants. Faced with poverty, discrimination, and the challenges of adapting to a new country, these young Puerto Ricans sought a sense of belonging. It was in this crucible that the Latin Kings were born. A group of friends, initially calling themselves the Latin Disciples, banded together for protection and camaraderie. Over time, the Latin Disciples evolved into the Latin Kings, adopting a crown as their symbol of strength and unity. The gang grew steadily, expanding its presence from Chicago to other cities across the United States. Their unique blend of street-level criminality and social activism drew in more members, and the Latin Kings began to wield influence in their communities. The turning point for the Latin Kings came in the 1980s when the gang adopted a more structured hierarchy. This change transformed them from a neighborhood street gang into a highly organized criminal organization. The hierarchy, with positions like Inca and Cacique, brought a sense of order to their operations and allowed them to expand their criminal enterprises. With expansion came controversy. The Latin Kings faced increasing scrutiny from law enforcement as their activities grew more sophisticated. Rivalries with other gangs and internal power struggles also erupted, leading to violence and internal strife. Their unique culture, encapsulated in the Kingism, both drew members in and caused tension within the organization. Despite facing internal and external challenges, the Latin Kings continued to evolve. They adopted a more complex set of rules and regulations, aimed at providing structure and discipline within their ranks. Their social and community-focused initiatives, including neighborhood cleanups and anti-drug campaigns, garnered both support and criticism. As the Latin Kings expanded, they crossed state lines, establishing chapters in other cities. This expansion, combined with their criminal activities, caught the attention of law enforcement agencies at the federal level. A series of high-profile arrests and prosecutions aimed to dismantle the Latin Kings' leadership and operations. The story of the Latin Kings is one of resilience, adaptability, and complexity. From humble beginnings in Chicago's neighborhoods to becoming a transnational criminal organization, their journey is a testament to the intricate interplay of social, economic, and cultural factors that shape the world of street gangs. In the chapters that follow, we will delve deeper into the culture, codes, and lives of the Latin Kings, providing a comprehensive look at this enigmatic group and the challenges they pose to society and law enforcement. Chapter 2, The Code of Conduct. Within the world of the Latin Kings, a complex and unique code of conduct known as Kingism governs the lives of its members. As we venture into this chapter, we'll unravel the intricate web of rules, rituals, and values that define the Latin Kings' existence. From the streets to the prison cells, the Kingism is the guiding force shaping their actions, relationships, and destiny. Imagine a world where respect is not just a word but a way of life. In the realm of the Latin Kings, respect is the cornerstone of their code of conduct. It's a currency more valuable than gold, earned through loyalty, honor, and adherence to the Kingism. As members rise through the ranks, they learn the importance of respect not only for their fellow kings, but also for their community. Central to the kingism is the notion of family. The Latin kings consider themselves a brotherhood, and their code reflects a sense of familial responsibility. This is the crescendo of their code, the unwavering commitment to protect and support one another, often at any cost. The Latin king's code of conduct isn't solely about unity and respect. It also encompasses a dark side, with a strict hierarchy that demands obedience. At the top is the Inca, the leader, followed by caciques, and various other roles. Disobeying orders or betraying the code can have dire consequences, leading to severe punishments or even death. The climax of the kingism centers around the notion of blood in, blood out. To become a member, one must go through a brutal initiation ritual, often involving violence against rivals. This blood oath binds members for life, making it incredibly difficult to leave the gang. However, kingism is not solely about violence and criminality. It also emphasizes self-improvement and community involvement. Latin kings are encouraged to pursue education, find employment, and contribute positively to their neighborhoods. This duality creates a paradox within the code, as it simultaneously promotes both criminality and community service. To resolve this paradox, some members engage in community outreach and social programs while continuing their involvement in illegal activities. The code serves as a moral compass, allowing members to justify their actions, however contradictory they may seem. The Latin king's code of conduct, the kingism, is a complex and multifaceted system that defines their existence. It's a code that fosters a deep sense of brotherhood, loyalty, and respect among its members, while also perpetuating violence and criminality. In the chapters ahead, we will further explore how the kingism shapes the lives of Latin kings, both inside and outside prison walls, and the challenges it poses to their path toward redemption or recidivism. Chapter 3: Recruitment and Initiation. Entering the world of the Latin kings is not as simple as knocking on a door and asking to join. In this chapter, we will embark on a journey through the secretive and often perilous processes of recruitment and initiation. The Latin kings have a unique way of bringing new members into their fold, and understanding these rituals is essential to comprehending the depth of their commitment. Picture a bustling neighborhood where young individuals seek belonging and protection. It's within these communities that the Latin kings often find their recruits. The crescendo of recruitment involves identifying vulnerable or impressionable youth who may be enticed by promises of camaraderie, protection, and power. Through peer pressure or the allure of a tight-knit family, potential recruits are drawn into the gang's orbit. The process begins with a period of observation. Prospective members, known as shorties, must prove their loyalty and dedication. They are expected to run errands, perform small tasks, and demonstrate their commitment to the gang. This phase is like an audition, where the Latin kings assess the candidate's suitability for their world. The climax of recruitment is the initiation ceremony, a moment shrouded in secrecy and tradition. To become a full-fledged Latin king or queen, the shorty must endure a grueling and often violent initiation. This blood oath, known as blood in, blood out, involves a physical confrontation with rival gang members or, in some cases, fellow Latin kings. During this ordeal, candidates must prove their mettle and loyalty to the gang by enduring physical harm or participating in acts of violence. It's a harrowing experience that binds them to the Latin kings for life, making it exceptionally challenging to break free from the gang's grip. Once initiated, new members receive their crowns, tattoos, and the privilege of using the Latin king's symbols. They gain a new identity within the gang, and their loyalty is expected to be unwavering. Breaking the code of silence or attempting to leave the gang can have severe consequences, including retribution from fellow members. While initiation rituals can vary between different chapters and regions, the core principle remains the same: pledging allegiance to the Latin kings through an act of violence and commitment to the kingism. The recruitment and initiation processes of the Latin kings are both a chilling and intriguing aspect of their existence. They offer a glimpse into the stark reality that many young individuals face when seeking belonging and identity in a world filled with challenges and uncertainties. In the chapters that follow, we'll explore the lives of those who make this commitment and the difficult choices they must navigate as they become full-fledged Latin kings or queens. Chapter 4: Life on the Inside. Stepping into the world of the Latin kings doesn't only mean navigating the streets. It often involves incarceration. In this chapter, we'll venture behind prison walls to explore the unique challenges, dynamics, and experiences that define life on the inside for Latin kings. This is a world where power struggles, camaraderie, and the pursuit of respect continue, but within the confines of a cell. Prison life is a stark departure from the hustle and bustle of the streets. Inside, Latin kings often find themselves in a different sort of battleground, where alliances are forged, rivalries persist, and respect must be constantly earned. The crescendo of this chapter centers on the notion of survival, both physically and socially. Incarcerated Latin kings must navigate the complex hierarchy within prison walls, which often mirrors the structure of the gang on the outside. Those who held positions of power in their neighborhood chapters may find themselves challenged or dethroned in the prison system. Loyalties shift, and new leaders emerge. The climax of life on the inside revolves around the need for protection and allegiance. Latin kings often form alliances with other inmates, joining forces to defend against rival gangs or predatory individuals. These alliances, sometimes based on race or shared enemies, are vital for survival in the harsh prison environment. Prison rules and codes of conduct become paramount. Failure to adhere to these unwritten laws can result in violence, isolation, or even death. Maintaining respect and loyalty to the Latin kings while serving time requires a delicate balancing act. Yet, life on the inside isn't just about maintaining power and control. Latin kings also strive to continue their education, engage in rehabilitation programs, and make positive contributions to their communities, even from behind bars. Some members use their time in prison to reflect on their past choices and work towards a better future. Reintegration into society after serving time can be challenging. The resolution of this chapter explores the difficulties many Latin kings face when attempting to leave the gang lifestyle behind and build a new life. The code of silence and the fear of reprisal from former associates can make breaking free from the gang's grip a daunting task. Life on the inside for Latin kings is a complex and often contradictory experience. It's a world where the pursuit of power, respect, and survival coexists with efforts to grow and change. As we delve deeper into the lives of these incarcerated individuals, we'll gain a better understanding of the challenges they face and the choices they must make to navigate the treacherous waters of prison life and beyond. Chapter 5: Law Enforcement and Suppression. In the ongoing battle between the Latin kings and the forces of law and order, this chapter offers a revealing glimpse into the relentless efforts of law enforcement to suppress the activities of the gang. As we delve into this chapter, we will explore the cat-and-mouse game that has played out between the Latin kings and those sworn to uphold the law. The Latin kings have not operated in the shadows. Their presence on the streets, in prisons, and even in some communities has drawn the attention of law enforcement agencies. The crescendo of this chapter revolves around the escalating efforts to curb the gang's influence. Raids, investigations, and arrests become more frequent as law enforcement intensifies its focus on dismantling the Latin kings. Undercover operations and surveillance become the norm as authorities gather evidence to build cases against key members. The legal battle between the Latin kings and law enforcement reaches new heights, with both sides striving to outwit the other. The climax of the struggle between law enforcement and the Latin kings often involves high-stakes arrests and prosecutions. The gang's leadership, with their criminal enterprises and complex hierarchies, becomes the primary target. RICO charges are brought against them, aiming to disrupt the gang's structure and activities. In some instances, former Latin kings members cooperate with law enforcement, providing critical information that leads to convictions. This creates internal strife within the gang, as members grapple with betrayal and the fear of being exposed. As law enforcement operations continue, the Latin kings adapt. They become more clandestine, using encrypted communication and employing counter-surveillance techniques to evade detection. The resolution of this chapter explores the cyclical nature of the battle. As some leaders are incarcerated, new ones rise to take their place, keeping the gang alive. Anti-gang initiatives and community outreach programs are also part of the resolution. These efforts seek to address the root causes of gang involvement and provide alternatives to young individuals at risk of joining the Latin Kings. The battle between law enforcement and the Latin Kings is an ongoing saga. It is a complex dance of strategy and tactics, of arrests and retaliations, that continues to play out in communities across the United States and beyond. We've explored the impact of these efforts on the Latin Kings and the broader implications for society as we consider the future of this complex and enigmatic gang. Thank you for diving into the world of words with us. If you had a blast exploring this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share the bookish love with your friends, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing 5-chapter adventures.